I found this really cool quote from Brene Brown today, and I'm going to share that. And I'm going to do a quick rip on gratitude so that as people come in the room and as people watch on the replay, they will feel hopefully bathed in that energy that comes with gratitude. So here we go. Brene Brown wrote, I don't have to chase extraordinary moments to find happiness. It's right in front of me if I'm paying attention and practicing gratitude. So yesterday this happened to me and I'm so grateful for this moment. I was just reading some poetry because I read poetry all the time and I was overwhelmed with a sense of joy and gratitude as I was remembering a moment yesterday when I was driving down Georgia Avenue, I believe it is in Washington D.C. and I had my windows open and I was listening. Now, most people might think if you're driving down a tree-lined street in Washington, D.C., you're going to hear honks, you're going to hear people sound. I heard, I heard how the trees sound when I'm walking in the woods in New Jersey. I was in Washington, D.C., and the way the leaves and the trees, there was wind and they were blowing. And I was overcome with emotion because I was hearing the ocean in the trees above me, which meant to me that anyone, all the people there who were walking down the street, if they could open their heart and their ears to that moment, they too could hear the ocean. They too could feel that same sense of wonder and gratitude. So that's how we operate around here. We look for gratitude in the little moments as well as the big moments. We enjoy and experience the mountaintop, and we enjoy and experience the mud on our shoes, which you accidentally might get on the carpet unexpectedly. So I'm so thrilled that you're here. Hi, Ninja. I'm glad that you're here. Welcome. If you're just coming in the room, if you could tap the like button, I would appreciate that so much. And I would love if you would riff on gratitude with me. So I am grateful that I have access to poetry books that I can read and read new poets. Um, I tell you, the James Cruz, whose book we read in our poetry live streams, when I was out in my car gathering some more things out of it, I found one of his books, On the Path to Kindness, and the poems are so extraordinary. I even found Naomi Shaib Nai's poem called Kindness, and it's just like so powerful, so potent, such a great way to start my gratitude day. So welcome. Please put your gratitudes in the comments. Okay, so I'm grateful for James Cruz and his poetry books, his collections. I'm grateful for each person as you come to this room. I'm grateful, Ninj, that you are here and finding the joy in every day and meeting people where they are, no matter how they feel. This morning, my stomach is upset. Can I say I'm grateful for my stomach being upset? Well, as I was reading poetry and crying, I was also holding myself close, and I'm grateful that instead of being angry and upset, I'm able to sit with myself in those moments and feel my body doing its thing. I'm grateful that I'm alive. I'm grateful that I have soap that smells so good as I wash my hands. I'm grateful that I have these fish tanks here that I'm not used to having fish tanks in my home, but while I house it, I have fish tanks. I'm grateful that I have socks to keep my feet warm as I walk on this sturdy floor. I'm grateful that I have a roof over my head. I'm grateful that when it was raining outside earlier, I didn't get wet, but even if I did, that's okay because I have towels, I have blankets, I have access to all of these things that keep me going, keep me moving, keep me connected to you and others. I am so grateful. I'm so grateful. Oh my goodness. I'm so grateful that Tracy of Cobus Cattails read for Mr. Rogers last week because most people who know me know that I love Mr. Rogers. I'm grateful for the poetry live stream we had. It wasn't even a poetry live stream on the Friday Coffee and Conversations on the porch live stream. We wrote haiku poetry. And I got to do something that I love doing, which was kind of a method of teaching on a live stream. But it was so much fun that if people I don't even think people got that it was teaching, but it was teaching. Yeah, it's very basic. I'm grateful that I'm alive. I'm grateful that I'm breathing. I'm grateful that my lungs are doing their thing, says she with a chronic disease that affects her lungs. But I don't have to think about that because I trust and I'm grateful that my lungs are working. I'm grateful that my blood is coursing through my veins. I'm grateful for my parents who decided they loved each other enough to create me, even though I was an accident. I'm grateful that I was meant to be on this planet at exactly this moment in time, as frustrated as I get sometimes. I'm grateful that I have a voice and that I use it in many ways, including here speaking live to I don't know who. I know that Ninja's here. Don't know anybody else has said anything, but I know there's people out there listening, and there are people on the replay. I am grateful for lots of paper so I can take notes. I'm grateful that I'm up to 754 followers, subscribers here on YouTube, which is amazing. I'm grateful to know that 17,000, no, 18,000 people viewed my content this last month. 17,000 people. That's a lot of people. And I know there are a lot of channels that are a lot bigger than mine that get a lot more views than that, but that is amazing. That is amazing. Thank you, Anger Bunny, too. Thank you. I try to be kind. I appreciate that. I believe I'm kind. I would say I'm also grateful. A woman commented on a lot of my shorts yesterday, and it was so refreshing to see her kind words and to know that she was gaining value from my very simple messages of hope and of love and of goodness and of flowers blossoming and all that good stuff that we do here. So thank you so much. Hey, CL. It's so good to see you. Hi, Catherine. So good. You're in a restaurant again. Well, that's good. Restaurants are fun, Catherine. We're doing the gratitude thing. So if you want to add your gratitudes, that would be fabulous. If you would like the video, that would be fantastic as well. If you are new here, please don't be shy. It's really easy to plug in what you're grateful for. I've been riffing for the last 7 or so minutes about what I'm grateful for. I'm grateful that I am in a different place than usual, yet I feel completely at home here. I am grateful that I'm having time to spend with friends. I don't usually get to spend time with them because of proximity. Um, I am grateful that I have not one but two purses sitting across the room for me that belong to me. I have so many things. But even more than things, I'm grateful for the presence of all y'all in my room today. Oh my goodness. I'm grateful that we are broadcasting to the AT in Pennsylvania. Totally okay, K and Row. K and Row are in PA on the Appalachian Trail. Oh, Catherine, that's I'm so glad that you're grateful for a good doctor's report. You're convinced you had Lyme disease. I got a tick bite and I got the antibiotics and I was fine, so that's good. Well, I hope you're doing okay out there. I'm wondering if you're out of the Rocksylvania part. Are you at the smooth, cruisy PA yet? I doubt it. That's a huge Appalachian Trail, if you don't know, in Pennsylvania is really there's a lot of miles to cover, and they've been hiking on that trail, our beloved trail, for a while now in tough circumstances. So, people who are with Kay and Row, my heart goes out to all of you across the snow and ice. I doubt there's snow and ice anymore, although here where I am in the DC area, we have a freeze warning coming up overnight. The woman whose home that I'm in right now, she sent me a text. You have a freeze warning. You have a freeze warning. She's in the Caribbean. And she's telling me about the freeze warning. My daughter in South Jersey said, "You just had a snow squall." Oh my goodness. Did y'all hear that? K and Row. Let's see. Can I find the haiku I wrote for them the other day? There it is. So Sergeant Jazz, Jazzy the glam hiker, Jazzy glam hiker Jazz. They're out there in the squall. I can imagine it. I am such a chicken. I see that the first time I saw squall warning, I freaked out. Thank you, Ninj. Thank you for timing out someone. Oh my goodness. Flat forecast trail now. Well, thank goodness. I can't imagine being on all those rocks during a squall. I would be flat on my back crying. That's Wait, I didn't say that though. In the haiku, I did not say flat on my back crying. I said something about visionary. Friends, stories, and laughter. That's right. That's what's happening. Oh, a third troll. Yeah, trolls. The only thing for me is I can't see them because I'm always trying to look at the camera. So I appreciate y'all looking out for me, looking out for us, looking for a shelter to stop for lunch. Stop. So I had this vision. I know they're not doing this, but for some reason, the thought of having a snow squall and looking for shelter, I picture Sarge slash this is me. See how big my hand is. I picture Kevin with like a lantern saying, where's the shelter for our meal? You know, like a Little House in the Prairie, they have an oil lamp or whatever. And I'm grateful for all those thoughts coming through my head while I am here because I'm a creative. I can't help myself. Oh, that is so sweet. Look at Catherine, so grateful for Ninja. We have your back. I'm grateful for that. Yes, very grateful for that. Anyways, good to see everybody. If anybody has a yeah, you were busy. Ninja was like block, 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 block. I just saw three. Okay, so okay. Let's see. I'm gonna make sure I didn't miss anybody. OCL Fantasy works adjacent to the IT department. Adjacent, yes. And Ninja's confessing that he was an IT guy. Is it once an IT guy, always an IT guy? We can ask K and Row. Once an IT person, always an IT person. The sun is out now, crazy weather today. Yeah, it's weird. Well, you can see out my window here. So it's weird. It's strange here. I'm gonna see if it'll come more clearly. It is really thick clouds over here. There's some blue sky over here. There was some rain earlier. And I'm just like, I'm wearing just a sweatshirt and I was outside earlier with the dog having a good old time. Um, I'm very much a hot water bottle, so it takes a lot for me to get cold. But if I was out where you were, I would probably be cold and complaining. So I hope that all y'all are doing all right. And I hope that you get to your car at a decent time. And I'll look forward to seeing the video. Oh, look at that. That's nice. So, Canro Ninja is grateful that you're safe on the trail. You're not picturing Sarge slash Kevin with a lantern. I like that vision. This is here it is. I need to get something here on my hand to be here we go. Here's a lantern. This is called improvisation. Okay, where's the shelter? Where's the shelter? I know, I'm too much. I'm too much. Okay. So, what else are we grateful for? Anything else? Anything else? I know you are. Yeah. So, you mean you weren't Catherine? You couldn't tell it was a lantern? Yeah, Canro are IT people. So, I'm not an IT person, and I have a new. Thanks to Mrs. Paula, I have a new. Um, I'm pressing right here on my sternum because I have a new microphone that I can put on my clothes, just like Mrs. Paula. And, if I had been smart, I would be wearing it right now, although it's not noisy here. I tested it last night in a restaurant, and then I watched it today and listened to it, and it works well. It got mostly me, not all the sounds in the restaurant. Catherine, I'm glad you love the picture. It just would seem like a good size to be a pretend lantern. I'm grateful that I have improvisational skills too. Okay, so after we do I'll read you a couple more gratitude quotes and then we'll move on to intentions. So I opened with a quote from Brene Brown, and then here's one from Dolly Parton because everybody loves Dolly. Dolly says, "The way I see it, if you want the rainbow, you got to put up with the rain. The way I see it, if you want the rainbow, you got to put up with the rain." I agree with that, Dolly. I don't mind the rain though. Coming from California and our droughts and stuff, we like having rain. Okay. All right, that's good. Ninja's grateful for the IT people at the college where he works who fixed his course this morning. That's good. Intentions. Do we have any intentions for this week? I would say I know that, or today, I would guess that Kay and Ro have the intention to find a shelter and get to the end of this, um, their walk on the trail today. I have an intention to enjoy myself today. I have a really fun plan, and I'm celebrating my mom because today would be my mom's 96th birthday. Nope, 94th birthday. She's not here anymore on the planet, but we can still celebrate her, and I'm grateful for that. Um, and I'm glad that I can intend to have a great day because if you've known me for more than 5 minutes, you know that my emotions are very big at times. And so I've been feeling kind of sad for the last few days for numerous reasons, but um, just the timing has been really strange with my mom's birthday and anniversaries and things. Oh my gosh, I'm so sorry, Kay. Just walked in a tree branch looking at his phone. I feel guilty now. I tell you, I'm intending that y'all get to where you're going safely. Oh my goodness. You can put the phone down. You can put your phone down. I'm glad that you love that quote by Dolly. So for me this week, I will be here in the Washington, D.C. area through the a week from now, in fact. I will still be here. And so I intend to continue to have a remarkable time to make this place a warm, welcoming spot for the pup and me and the fish, and that we all have a really enjoyable time as we continue. I also have gotten much better at doing my work in the morning, and I intend to continue doing that. It makes my co-working partners glad to see me. Um, Catherine, walking into a tree branch is like everyday life for me. Tripping over a root many times, many times. Uh, anyway, so that's my intention is to get through this week with love, hope, joy, writing more poetry. I want to write a poetry about that experience yesterday on Georgia Avenue. I was describing it to people who were here at the beginning that I had the windows down. And it's like, that's such a divine thing. I never drive with my windows down. But because I had my windows down, I could hear those trees and tall, tall trees lining the streets. And I could literally hear those same ocean sounds that I hear when I'm hiking on trails. And it just felt so good because I think of the folks who live in the inner cities and live in these urban areas, and I think, oh man, I'm so blessed to have these fabulous sounds of the ocean all the time. And when I heard that sound of the trees and the ocean, and if you haven't heard that sound before, I would suggest you go stand in a place where a lot of trees are hanging out, because the trees are literally hanging out, and close your eyes and listen, because when the wind plays against the branches and the leaves, it's just, even when there's no leaves, because I hear this in the winter too. It's such a the cottonwood leaves have a special sound that sounds less ocean-like and more like water over rocks. It sounds like river rapids. And I think that's because the cottonwoods in Bakersfield are dry. It's a drier climate. So, hello, living your best life. I'm glad you're here. You're okay. You're okay. Okay, good. Good. I'm glad you're okay, Kay. I hope Ro's okay. I hope you're all okay. Um, so I suggest you all watch Kay and Ro Hiking Happens because they're a great channel. But I was wondering if Snake and Sir Cramps-a-Lot are there too. I'm kind of concerned about y'all. And I'm also thinking there will be some funny outtakes perhaps on your next video, which I'll be looking forward to. I'm living my best life. I'm really glad you're here. We're talking about gratitude and intention. So if you're grateful for something, which I hope you are, put that in the comments. If you're on replay, please put your gratitudes in the comments. And we're setting intentions for the week. So intentions can be like a specific goal, something specific you want to do. It can also be a way you want to feel. It can also be a state of being that you would like to be in. So I was talking about continuing with my habits and practices away from home, because oftentimes, or I should say, until now, my habits haven't been or I have great habits when I'm at home. And then when I'm on the road, like I am now, my habits don't always stick. So it feels really good to be up and at my desk at 5:30 and doing some of my usual work. Okay. Okay. All right. So Sir Cramsalot is there, and there'll be okay. Is there sound now? Can you hear me? Please type something if you can hear me. Can you hear me? Okay. Yeah. So now I know. Thank you so much for living my best life, because what I just learned is I was ignoring that phone call, because usually when a phone call comes in and if I tap it and move it away, sometimes I lose the connection for the call. Other times, what will happen is, so I ignored it that time. I think that's the first time I've fully ignored it. And what I learned was leaving a voicemail message. Yeah, I did freeze. It's because a call was coming in. And even when I put it on, do not disturb, I don't think I can do do not disturb. Well, and if I put it on Wi-Fi, I'll still get iPhone phone calls, and that's what that was. Okay, intentions. Intentions. We've been here for 20 minutes. It's been great to see you all. So happy you're all here. Um, I'm so glad you're talking to each other, and I'm so grateful that I have friends looking out for me when trolls show up. Oh, hey. All right. That's good. Yeah, I was gonna say my ringer's turned off, but it's still those folks still get through. Welcome. So I haven't seen your intentions. Sometimes gratitudes are easier than intentions, and that's okay. If you want to come back and watch the replay and let me know what your intentions are. The reason I ask that is because I love to follow up. It's not that I'm snoopy. It's that I like to support people in their intentions. And you have permission to say to me, "Hey Julie, how is your morning routine going? How is your morning work going? How are you making progress with your goals even though you're on the road?" My schedule, I have things scheduled almost every day this week. Um, I do not have anything scheduled tomorrow, but I have things on Wednesday and Thursday and Friday and Saturday. So I'll be pretty busy. And I'm grateful for that. I'm grateful that I have friends. I'm grateful to have this opportunity to meet and connect with people all over the world. Isn't that cool? The intention to meditate. That's a great intention. Scratching my eyes. I usually meditate first thing in the morning as part of my habit stack. This morning I did. I've really wanted to do some vision work too, and I did, visualizing my day. So, yeah, tomorrow I don't have any appointments, but I have things that I can do for you all who are watching my content. So, whew, I don't have anything on Wednesday specifically, so I'll probably be doing the same. But Thursday, Friday, Saturday, I'm meeting up with different friends. And I have one friend that I've known for years and years, never met her in person, but I know her. I met her originally on Twitter, of all things. And we may be meeting up too. I do love having a routine. hmm I do love having a routine, yes. Meditating is so good. Catherine, do you meditate? Um, I I love doing, if you're familiar with Tony Robbins' priming exercise, I love that because it includes visualization, and I'm really trying to get better at my visualization. And it's a really great exercise. If you don't know it, you can look on YouTube priming, Tony Robbins priming. The one who I think that it was, I might have discovered it, and then I talked to Jennifer at Introvert in Alaska. She's a big Tony Robbins person, and we talk about it sometimes. Okay. Okay. Well, good. I hope you're feeling better. You were sick for a few weeks. I hope you're feeling better. Okay. All right. To get connected. You mean the Tony Robbins thing or the priming or the meditation, Catherine? Excuse me. I'm also intending to not oh, look at the sun's coming out now. Can you tell? I am trying to oh, hi, Cheryl. I'm trying to keep myself focused on not being overly concerned with things I can't control. Because I have some stuff happening with family in California, and I tend to get really worried, and I can't do anything about it, so I need to just stay in my lane. I can keep praying for them, and I can keep reaching out to them, but I don't need to reach out to them about that topic that has nothing to do with me, but it is upsetting to me a little bit. Whew. So good to see you. By the way, 7 Minutes with Cheryl, those of you know her about she does a lot of rebounding, and she has another channel that she does rebounding in. This is the same Cheryl, 7 Minutes with Cheryl. She's an amazing content creator. I followed her on both channels. I hope that you will too. Okay, get ready, guys. Get ready, moderators. Good morning, everyone. If you would like this, I would appreciate it. We're getting down to our last 4 minutes. So I'm really grateful that you're all here. And I intend to stay centered and balanced and um, keeping my eye on keep an eye on the love in the room. Keeping my eye on the love in the room. I also want to say I'm grateful for the live stream we did on Friday. If you were here, if you weren't, you could still catch the replay. That was probably one of my most exhilarating live streams I've done since Periscope left. Maybe even during Periscope. I just had so much fun and it showed. And then I wrote a Tonka poem when I was out on a trail, and that was so fun. A Tonka poem is similar to haiku, so that was really fun. I know you're ready to moderate. You can tell that when a whole slew of people come in, I always get a little bit nervous, especially when they say a comment like that one person did that wasn't bad, but oh, it's so good. It's so good to support one another, to support those creators who make the world a better place. Very great. I bet you could beat me at canasta too, Rusty. I'm not much of a canasta player. The thing about me though is that I would be willing to try my best at canasta. I also am a theater person and I'm pretty bad at dancing, doing choreographed dances, but I will work super hard. And if you give me time, I will get it. Canasta, the merengue, roller skating, pretty bad at all those things, but I would practice. I would be fully committed. There was one time on stage where I fell. I fell on this big dance number. And then I got up and I kept dancing. And people in the audience thought that was a part of the show. Like, no, that was just me falling. Another time on stage, I was playing a writer. Oh yeah, the typecasting. I was playing like a quirky writer, and I've never played it. What writers am I most influenced by? That's a good question. I think it depends upon the era, but that's a really good question. I appreciate it. I did play it off well. So anybody wants to say what writers are most influenced by? I think that's a great question. We should have Playnola in here who asks questions. So let's see. I would definitely say I am influenced by um nonfiction writers, lots of memoirists. I really love Anne Morrow Lindbergh, for example. She's one of my favorites. I really love her letters. Also influenced by people like Anne Patchett, who I love. Amazing, amazing stuff. I love the writing of Rainer Maria Rilke, who's actually a man. Rainer Rilke is a German poet, philosopher, theologian for a while, who I strongly recommend. Strongly recommend. Natalie Goldberg is another one. Yeah, Plain is a great supporter, and also likes to ask questions of people, which I appreciate. The other thing that happened on stage I was about to get into until the writing question came up, and I hope I answered that well, is one time when I was on stage, I was playing quirky writer, and I sat down at my writing desk and the chair broke. You know, that's like every person who is overweight worry is that, a chair is going to break, and it happened. I'm glad to say I lived through it. But, when the chair broke, everybody on stage was like, "Oh my gosh, the chair broke." The director, everybody off stage is like, "Oh my gosh." And I I jumped back up. Thank you, Catherine. I jumped back up and I can't remember how I improvised. But the funny thing is that the guy playing my husband, he that actor made me to such a diva that I said to directors, if I need to play a romantic role where there's like a romantic relationship involved, I need to ask who you cast before I accept the role because I just can't have a husband like that again. But the person who helped me was the guy playing, Maurice, helped me up. He like, "Oh, whatever, Penny, Penny." And, then I made a joke about my husband, who was making the play was Can't Take It With You, it's a famous classic. But my husband was busy making my fake husband, not real husband, was busy making fireworks in the basement, and so I improv'd something about how his fireworks were so amazing, they knocked over the chair or something like that. But, oh my gosh, that was a fun role. Thank you to say so. Thank you for saying I'm intelligent. Thank you for saying it's refreshing. And when I was younger, yeah, I was younger. I don't think I've posted many younger pictures of me here on YouTube, although my channel's really old. So if you really want to know what I looked like 20 years ago, go look at my earliest videos and you'll see because they're still there. Okay, look, we've been here for 31 minutes. We're going to take this for one more minute and see if anybody has any intentions or gratitudes, and then we will say so long, farewell for now. We all have things to do. Even if it's to watch and support other live streamers, that's important. I appreciate all the comments. Oh my goodness. I miss theater and I'm going back to it soon, I hope. One of my thoughts, and I'll just share with you, one of my visions is I want to go to the different senior centers in the area where I will eventually be living and see if they wanted to have a theater group because I think working with older people to do theater would just be a blast. And I know that there's so many benefits to theater that can help our brains. So I think that would be really, really, really fun to do theater with all kinds of people who might not have had a chance to do it yet. I'm so glad you got to see me living your best life. Walk a little farther today and record another video. Catherine, I'm all for that. Walk a little farther. I've seen some of your walking videos and your other videos. I always enjoy watching them. If you don't follow Catherine, please do. She's an amazing human and a great content creator. I'm so grateful for her. Oh, you like that idea, CL Fantasy? I think so too. Um, I think that uh, one of the things about retirement and about empty nesting phase is that we have more time to do those things that we never had a chance to do before. And so I thought, well, if I could put together a small, over 50 or 55 plus theater company, I think it'd be really fun. I think it would just be a blast. Thank you so much, Catherine. And yeah, I could teach acting, improvisational stuff, and I could direct stuff, and I could also act. But I really would like to have a great director. Um, I really enjoy the one thing about theater too is it's collaborative and I'm really missing collaboration. So thank you, Cheryl. So gosh, all of your encouragement is telling me that that's a really valid idea. Um, with both of my kids at churches, there's those people that I could talk to also. And sometimes, when you're part of a church family, literally, I have relatives who are very involved in church, clearly church leadership, and then just the folks in the there. So yeah, I'm glad you think it sounds fun. I'll let you know. It's so right. We do need fun outlets. Even like in the assisted living communities might be good to reach out to some of them. Thank you all for your support because, yeah, I think it's a valid idea. Thank you. We're going to sign off now. I really appreciate your time. I know there's 1,000 other places you could be in, and some of you are choosing to be here with me. I'm extremely grateful. And I hope to see you next Thursday when we're reading poetry at 4:30 in the afternoon. So you have a good time, and we'll see you all again soon.